I'm going to show you how to easily create an e-learning course like this using PowerPoint and an e-learning tool called iSpring Suite, which integrates into your PowerPoint. The iSpring tab has all the features you need to create an interactive e-learning course, including options to publish your course to an LMS or learning management system, website, or even a YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you step by step the 5 key elements to building and publishing an e-learning course with iSpring Suite, how to use templates to structure your course effectively, adding text-to-speech to enhance accessibility and engagement, creating role-play scenarios that make your content more immersive and meaningful, incorporating quizzes to assess learning understanding, and finally, publishing your course so it's ready to share with your audience. Let's get started. If you haven't already, download iSpring Suite. There's a free trial available, link in the description below. Once installed, you will see the iSpring Suite tab in your PowerPoint. There's also a Windows app. After you've installed iSpring, just simply search for it from the Start menu. This allows you to access certain options without the need to open PowerPoint. To get started, you can use your own PowerPoint presentation from your organization, or you can use one from the iSpring. To do this, go to the iSpring Suite tab, and then you've got slide templates. There's a long list of templates to choose from, and over here on the left, you can filter these results. But I quite like this one here. So let's have a look what we have. And what I like to do generally is bring in all the slides just so I can see them better on a bigger screen. So I've clicked on the first one, hold it down Shift on my keyboard. This selects all of those slides within that template. And if I click Insert, it brings those slides into my presentation. Now these slides here that you see on the screen, these are like normal PowerPoint slides, and these can be changed. So you can just click in and put in your own text, for example. And if you want to change any of the images, you can just right click, is how I tend to do it. Go to change picture. I'm going to go from stock images, and let's go for innovation. I'm just going to pick one of these at random and click insert, and it just pops it in like that. And here's my presentation that I updated earlier. So I've popped in an outline. I've got some of the module titles there, some core values. So one of my favorite features in iSpring is the ability to add text to speech. So let me show you how. So you go over here to manage narration, and I want to add some text to audio to this first slide. So go over here, and here I've got text to speech. You simply pop in your text. Up here from the top, you can choose the language it will be spoken in. You've also got options to choose the voice. And to preview the text, click here at the bottom.
Welcome to VirtueCon. We're excited to have you on board. In this short course, you'll learn about who we are, how we work, and what you need to succeed here. Let's get started.
So how good is that? Once you're happy with the speech and the settings, click Insert, and you've got various options here. So I want that audio to play from the first slide, so my scenario title, which is the first slide. So I'm going to click Insert, and here's my text to speech down here at the bottom. And I can go through the other slides, add in further text to speech if I wanted to. But for the interest of time, I'm just going to do it to the first slide and click Save and Close. And if you wanted to preview this from that first slide, it's just a matter of going over here to Preview. You've got various options here. So one of the options that I like is Preview from selected slide. Otherwise, it would just go through the presentation.
Welcome to VirtueCon.
The next thing I want to show you is how to add role plays to your e-learning course. This helps to make the content more engaging, and often it is more memorable for the learner. Let's have a look at a role play in action. Here we have our scenario. The customer has ordered a VirtueCon Pro 2 days ago and was told they would get access within 24 hours. It's been 48 hours and they've heard nothing. This is really disappointing. How will you respond? So I'm going to say, I'm really sorry to hear that. Let me check your order right away. This then takes me to the next part of the role play. So the customer is saying, okay, but I need this software for a client meeting tomorrow. Can you guarantee I'll get it today? And down here at the bottom, I've got my 2 responses. So I'm going to say I've escalated this to the provisioning team and we'll update you within an hour. And this goes on to the next part of the role play. And you can see that the customer is getting slightly happier, although she's still got her arms crossed. And then down here at the bottom, what am I going to choose? I'm going to say you receive your license. You will receive your license within the next hour, and I will personally follow up to confirm. Now we're at the end of the role play. So I've got my manager type figure here looking at me. You have just handled a tough situation with professionalism and care, exactly what we expect at VirtueCon. And if I click next, that's the end of that role play. So let's have a look at how to create this. So I'm going to start off by adding a blank slide. Then we go to the iSpring tab and I want role play. Then you go over here to new role play. To start building your role play, go over here to new scene, pop in the character speech, choose the emotion of the character. So I'm going to put unhappy. And now select your character by clicking here. You've got these built-in characters to choose from, but if you want more, if you go to add from content library, this will give you a bigger selection. Over here on the left, you've got various filters, so you can choose the gender, age, clothing, and many more options. I'm happy with the built-in characters, so I'm going to close out of this one, and I'm going to go for this lady here. And I'm also going to add a background to this person. You don't have to, but it just helps to add a bit of realism to it. So let's go to background. So lots of different backgrounds to choose from. And again, you can sort of add from a content library, but I'm just going to stick to these ones. So I want to pick something that's a bit office based. Let's go for this one here, and then close. So there's my character. And then the next thing you would add is the options available for the scenario. So the different replies to this character. So you click add replies, pop in your reply, and I'm going to add another one. I'm just going to add 2 reply options to this scenario, but you can add more for the learner to choose from. Now, before I move on from this screen, the next thing you would do is, based on the person's response, you want to take them to the next scene. So I'm going to grab here this link, and you just drag it around here somewhere, and this takes you onto the next scene as part of this role play. So this is now scene 2. You then continue with the same process for all the scenes you need. I'm going to go ahead and complete the next 2 scenes in this role play. So this is the final scene in this role play scenario, and I've got my manager saying that I've handled a tough situation well. So I'm going to change the character, and let's put in someone that looks a bit more managerial. Let's go for this lady here, and I can change the background as before. Let's go for that background. Let's change the character emotion to happy. So this time, rather than giving reply options, I'm going to go to add message. I'm just going to enter click finish to continue. Here are my scenes mapped out, and you can see the paths on how they are linked together. In this example, I've created the path for 1 reply in each scene, but you would need to repeat this process for each reply to take the learner down different scenarios for this role play. If you want to preview your role play, you can do it from here. Just click preview here at the top, and then you can run through it. And then once you're happy with it, just click close, and then click here, save and return to course, and it will then pop it into your presentation. The background for this slide has come through as white. If you wanted to change it so it matches your other slides, really easy to do. So you just click here onto the background, shape format, and then you can choose your color. I'm also going to change the text. Okay, so let's take a look at adding a quiz to our course, and this is to help test the learner's understanding. So before we add the quiz, I recommend just inserting a blank slide and then go to iSpring and select quiz. On this screen, you have options to add a quiz, but you can also add a survey too. So if you wanted to get the learner's feedback, you can add a survey from here. So in this example, we're going to look at a quiz. There are different question types to choose from. Using different types of questions in your e-learning can help to make it more interesting for the learner. In this example, I'm going to go for multiple choice, a classic. These are really easy to set up. Just pop in your question, and then pop in your answers. Make sure you select which one is the correct answer by clicking here. Over here on the right, you've got various slide options to choose from. So under feedback, you can provide feedback based on a result or by the choice, so choice of question. So this is useful if you wanted to explain to somebody why their answer is wrong. You've also got branching. So branching is if you want to take the learner down a different path based on the result or choice of question. Then this option here allows you to select how many times or how many chances the learner has to get the correct answer to this question. You can also set a time limit too. Shuffle answers means these list of answers are in a different order every time. Down here at the bottom, you can provide feedback based on the correct or incorrect answer. So you can either stick with the default ones there, or you can pop in your own. So that's our first question. If you want to add more questions, just go over here to question, and then you can select. So maybe if I wanted to do, say, a matching question next, I click here and that adds it to the group. And as you can see, it's quite a similar layout to the multiple choice question. You just fill in the boxes. And to continue the theme, I'm going to keep this one simple and just keep it as a one-page question. And the other thing I wanted to show you is the quiz results. So in here, you can put in like a message when they've passed or failed, and you can choose the next action from here. And before we leave this screen, I just want to show you the properties. Up here at the top, you've got properties. So this is where you can give your question or quiz a name, and this helps to identify it later. You've also got options here for quiz scoring, quiz properties. You've got options for a question list. And the last one here is reporting, gives you some reporting options. So you can send the results to the instructor just by popping their email address in there, and you can choose when to send that. So is it when they pass or failed, passed or failed. You can also include the learner's answers in the report. And then the other option you've got here is to send it to the learner's email address, and then select what you want to include in that report. And then once you're happy with your quiz and you have it all set up, just click Save and Return. And this brings you back to the slide deck. And as before, it comes through as white. You can simply change it in the same way we did with the role play slide. Now we've got the key elements of our e-learning course complete. Let's have a look at publishing our course. Now before publishing your course, I would recommend previewing it first. So you've got the preview options here that we touched on earlier. And then once you're happy with the preview and major changes, then go to publish. So you've got various publishing options available. So My Computer allows you to save it to your computer, your own internal systems. You've got options here to publish as a HTML file. iSpring Cloud, as the name suggests, is a cloud-based platform that works alongside the iSpring suite to help you store, manage, and share your learning content online. iSpring Learn is iSpring's own LMS. Here you've got options to upload it to your LMS if you have a separate one already. The last option here is to publish to YouTube. For this example, I'm going to go to the iSpring Cloud and click Publish. From here, click Manage Content, and this opens up the iSpring Cloud. You can play your e-learning course from here by clicking on the link.
Welcome to VirtuCon. We're excited to have you on board.
So this is what the learners will see. So they can click Start, or down here at the bottom they can click Next. And it brings them on to the next slide, and they just simply go through your e-learning course. There are various options across the top, so you can see the different platforms or how it will look on the different platforms, like a mobile device. To share this course with others, click Share. This gives you a shareable link that you can copy. You have code to embed into a website, and there is also an option to restrict the course with a password. If you have any questions about iSpring, please enter them into the comments below and I will get back to you. Give iSpring a try. A link to a free trial is in the description.